Hi everybody, I am Brian Seymour, Director of Instructional Technology for Pickerington Schools. Wanted to give you an update on technology, devices, technology protection plan, and a few other things as we start the 2020-21 school year. There is a lot of information available also on the PLSD website under departments and then technology. All of the links, all of the things that I'm talking about today are available on there. So I encourage you, if you have more questions or want more detail, please check out the technology department page on the PLSD website. So the first thing I'd like to talk about today is devices. Every single one of our PLSD students is getting their own device. Reminder, these are PLSD-owned devices. They will need to be returned in good working order. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of our devices. So some of the devices have cases, some of them don't. If you would like to purchase a case, you are more than welcome to. We have given some recommendations on the technology website for some cases that we are highly recommending. Those of you that are in 5th and 9th grade with our newest devices, you are getting cases put on there. So you'll need to make sure that you utilize those cases for the next 4 years with the same device. iPads do have cases on them already, so they're good to go. So please make sure that you take care of things like where you're leaving them, where you're laying them down on. Don't put things on top of the devices. Screens will crack. Please try to keep food and drink away from the device. Do not spill things on the device. So taking care of all of those things, just a reminder, please take care of those as you go through. One of the other big questions is am I allowed to put stickers on the device? As of right now, we are saying that there are no stickers on devices that are coming out as of right now. So if you have a 5th grade or a 9th grade device, you have a case on there. You may put stickers on the case, but not on the actual device. On the front of the Chromebook, there is the PLSD logo, and there is also a small asset tag number down in the bottom right-hand corner. Both of those need to be visible. You can put stickers anywhere else on the top. I would not put any stickers on the bottom because there are vents on the bottom. And if you put stickers on the bottom, then it'll block the vents and you won't be able to, your Chromebook will overheat. All right. Those of you that are in elementary, please do not put any devices or any stickers on any of the Chromebooks or any of the iPads. Those will need to come back to us. And the last thing we want to do is have to take off stickers off of 4,000 devices. So please, no stickers on there. Elementary for Chromebooks, if you want to buy your own case and then put stickers on the case, I'm perfectly fine with that as well too. Repair, we'll talk a little bit more about repair, but we do have in-house repairs that we can do on all of the devices. We also have a couple days throughout the week that we'll be able to do those as well too. For those of you that still need to pick up your device, this is the week before school starts. We did a device handout last week. Buildings are going to be doing another handout, or they may have already done them this week. And then if you still haven't been able to pick up your device, your student will get their device on their first day of in school. If your student is in the Virtual Learning Academy and still has not picked up their device, the buildings will be in contact with you of how they want you to go about picking up those devices. Next, I want to talk about passwords. Every single one of our students has a Google account, and everything that we do is run through that Google account. So every student, their username is basically the same thing. It's their first name, underscore, last name, the last 3 digits of their student ID number, and then at students.plsd.us. Now, it is their official name. So if their first name really is Robert, but they go by Bob or Bobby, it's going to be Robert. Some of our students, mainly those that have hyphenated names, there is some slight variation with that. So if you don't know exactly what your Google account is, we can look those up for you by all means. Passwords. For those of you that are in K through 4, your password for your Google account is the student's student ID number. It's the exact same code that they use for lunch, and then 2 zeros added onto the end of that. For 5th grade and above, students have the ability to create their own password. So we don't know exactly what that is. We can't see what their exact actual password is, but we can reset those. So if your student has forgotten it or doesn't know what it is, we can reset it. And there is the link right there, tinyurl.com/I-forgot-PLSD. If you fill out that Google form, one of our technicians will reset the password. We're also asking for a parent email address, so then that way we can send what the new password is, or the temporary password is, off to the parents. Next thing, we offer the Technology Protection Plan. This is kind of a way for parents to be able to have some peace of mind knowing that if their student does break, damage, or what have you, a device, there is a little bit of protection that's behind it. This will cover $400 worth of repairs, parts, and labor throughout the course of the year. A new Chromebook, a new iPad cost around $300, so it would replace a whole new one if you had to go that route, plus a little bit more for the rest of the year. Students that are in K through 5, their technology protection plan is $30 this year. And those of you that are in 6 through 12, the technology protection plan remains the same at $40. The reason that there's a difference between the two amounts is because we were cognizant of last year that the elementary students did not have access to devices for a fourth of the year. So that's where the fourth of the price comes off for this year. And then the following year, everybody's will be back to $40 as it has been in the past. This is due by September 25th. Parents, you can pay this right inside of Infinite Campus, right where you pay all of your other school fees are there, and you do not have coverage until this is paid. So if the second week of school, student damages the devices, but you haven't paid the technology protection plan yet, it doesn't cover it. So I am recommending that if you want this, please go into Infinite Campus and buy it as soon as you possibly can. The next thing is our Everyone Connected program, and this is our hotspot program. We recognize that some families don't have access to Wi-Fi at home, so this is a program that we had and we have through a grant that allows us to issue out T-Mobile hotspots to families. It is one hotspot per household. You can connect up to 8 devices per, so if you have multiple kids, you should be perfectly fine. These can be picked up on Wednesdays during repair days, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And there's no cost to this. The only cost would be as if they were damaged, broken, or completely lost. So there is more information also on the PLSD Technology website under Everyone Connected program. And then I'd also like to talk about device repair. So we recognize that kids are going to break the devices. We recognize that it's going to happen and we're going to need to get repairs. So we will continue doing what we've done in the past, which is students can bring their devices to the media centers on any of the days that they are face-to-face. They'll be given a loaner device, and then their device will actually be repaired during that time. We also recognize this year that we have students that are in VLAs and they're not going to be in the schools. So their devices will need to get repaired too, potentially. So every Wednesday, our technology team will be at the Pickerington Schools district office, which is on Northeast Street, connected to Heritage Elementary, from 9 to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3:30 p.m., which families, anybody can drop in. Those of you that are doing the hybrid model or those of you that are doing VLA can drop in and get your devices repaired or potentially get a loaner if one is needed at that point in time. And then the last thing I want to talk about is software. There's a bunch of software that we're going to use, but there are 3 pieces of software that every family needs to be aware of. The first one is Google Classroom. The second one is Seesaw. Both of these we are using as our learning management system. Google Classroom will be 5th grade and up. Seesaw will be preschool through 4th grade. And these will be the main hub. So there's been a lot of questions of where do we go? Where do we get information for academics? That is your first stop. So grades 5 through 12, Google Classroom. Every teacher should have a different classroom set up. And then K through 4 should be in Seesaw. The other thing that's unique to Seesaw is that it's got a family component to it, and it's got a communication piece where family members will be getting an invite to Seesaw, and they'll be able to add the family app onto their phones, onto their iPads, and be able to see into the classrooms and get information of what's going on. The third piece of software is ClassLink, and ClassLink is probably the most important one for getting all of the academic software, and that's where we're going to get things like iReady or Alex Math or ST Math. Those things will all go through there. All of these are run through their Google account, and they can log in to all of these with just knowing their Google account, and then everything else is rostered directly from there. So I hope this helps. Please take a look at the Pickerington website under Technology Department. There's a lot of information, and as we're getting more and more questions, we're adding to our FAQ section. So I would highly recommend that you start there. And then from me and from the Technology Department, we wish everybody a happy school year. We're excited to get kids back in the building and get this year started after months and months and months of planning, and be able to give the kids, once again, an incredible school year that they all deserve. So thank you very much, and have a good day.